Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to make a video on my thoughts on the villain, the Winter Soldier. Now, why am I making this video? Because in my movie review for Captain America, the Winter Soldier, I talked about so many things and I wanted to get all of my thoughts in. But then I realized after I was done filming and editing that movie review, I forgot to talk about the Winter Soldier. The movie's called Captain America the Winter Soldier, and the one thing I forget to talk about is the Winter Soldier himself. And so to make up for that, I'm going to make a video just to say my thoughts on the Winter Soldier. I'm not going to spoil anything about him from the film. It's just for me to give my overall thoughts on him as a villain. Overall, I do want to express my opinion. I thought the Winter Soldier, just like pretty much everyone agrees, is a fantastic villain. The Winter Soldier is very menacing. He was definitely one of the most strongest villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His storyline was very interesting. He's barely in the film for like the first half, but once the film reaches to like its second half, that's when you see the Winter Soldier have a much bigger role from there. And I will say how the film built up to the Winter Soldier, how he's just destroying stuff. It was really interesting. I really dug the fact that the film did that. A lot of people complain how the Winter Soldier is barely in the film, but in my opinion, there was enough Winter Soldier for the movie to be called Captain America the Winter Soldier. He was very scary, and just all the shit that was going down because of what the Winter Soldier was doing. I thought his story was so damn great. It really develops that villain so well. It always had me invested. The Winter Soldier is definitely one of the strongest villains out there. One of the best Marvel villains by far. The Winter Soldier seriously meant business. This is not a villain I would go anywhere near because he is just that intense. And man, that Winter Soldier, damn, he could really fight. I would not fight the Winter Soldier because he could kick your ass easily. He really knows his fighting skills. And it was interesting overall how Captain America had to face the Winter Soldier. I love the Winter Soldier. He is a great villain with a ton of depth. He had a fantastic storyline behind him. All just comes together so nicely. He is a badass villain. He is so badass. And that's why Captain America is one of my favorite films of the year, not only for everything I mentioned in my movie review, but because the Winter Soldier was just so damn strong. You just feel so bad for him. What are your thoughts on the Winter Soldier? Did you love him as a villain or hate him as a villain? And since I am talking about a Marvel villain, tell me in the comments below, who is your favorite Marvel villain? It doesn't have to be a villain from the Phase movies. It could be literally any kind of villain. My favorite villain, I'm gonna say Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. What an incredible villain he was. Alfred Molina played that villainous role so well. And for the story he had, it felt so strong. So I'm going to have to say Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 being my favorite Marvel villain. Also, be sure to check out my movie review of Captain America the First Avenger with my guest stars seen in IMAX and Film Fatale. It was a collab review to get in the spirit of Captain America the Winter Soldier, and it was a lot of fun to do. And of course, check out my thoughts on Captain America the Winter Soldier. I am 22 Tiger Dude. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power! America!